So I get the question a lot, should I marry someone that has debts? And those of you that know me know I'm not a fan of debt. So my answer always is maybe. So should you marry someone that has debt, but they're working to pay it off? They don't want debt in their life. They want to live a debt-free life. Then yes, marry them. That's fine. Like, you guys have the same values at that point. Now, if they have debt and they're totally fine with it and they're like, it's not a big deal, I'm good. And if you want to live a debt-free life, that's going to be a problem because your values are not lined up. So for me, it's less about do they have debt? It's more about what's their philosophy now and going forward around it, because money fights and money problems is one of the leading causes of divorce in America. So being on the same page with your future spouse with money, so crucial.
Gay.
Like 6-7 months.
Okay. First of all, we were dating for 2 weeks and then she moved in. Okay. I'm telling you, it's a gay thing.
It's not. It's a lesbian thing.
I thought she had a handle on things. She was married before me. Ex-wife didn't work. Stay-at-home wife. They were married for 7 years and she didn't work. And so
Wait,
also,
which one didn't work? Which one didn't work?
Her ex-wife didn't work. So she was a stay-at-home mom. She also had kids. So I was just putting things...
Wait. Does your wife have biological children?
No, she does not.
Okay, so the kids have not come. So it's just your kids.
It's just my babies.
I'm building the picture. Keep going.
Yes. So her ex-wife didn't work for 7 years. And she's been in the military for a very long time. And I just assumed, 2 + 2 = 4. She has it handled. Wife is not working. 2 kids. She makes enough money.
Her being in the military those are the people that are usually most with money.
Well,
and mental health.
They give us a bad rap. It's not. Well, I don't know. This doesn't help the situation either.
Yeah, but why did you assume that? Why wouldn't you guys have one conversation? Did she know about your finances?
No.
Oh my fuck. Who proposed?
She did. It came up in conversation that her credit score was like 700. So I was just well, I guess it used to be.
Like 6.
Goofball. The caption, just in case you're on the mobile, it says guest found wife is $100K debt after they got married. So they found out she found out her wife, I guess, was in $100K of debt before they got married. Now, let's really address that first clip that we saw. Because she was mentioning basically in what context should you marry somebody with debt, right? And she kind of gave just a general rule. And I think that is far more complex than that. Because her stance basically was, it doesn't matter that they're in debt. You marry them, go ahead. It matters how they think about debt. Are they happy that they're in debt, or do they want to get out of debt? Who doesn't want to get out of debt, first of all? And do we not weigh in and factor in how much debt they're in? Is that not a sticking point? Is that not a very important thing to also evaluate before we marry somebody? Basically, they can be in $1 billion worth of debt. As long as they don't like it, go ahead and marry them anyway. So we have to address the caveat. Before we do, y'all, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second. Actually helps out more than you know. And also if you could hype. No, listen. Here's what I'll say. I think it goes by case basis sometimes. But in general, you probably shouldn't marry somebody who's got over 20K of debt. It's just that simple. Let that be what they need to do before y'all get married. They need to get that cleared, or at least get it within the range of 20K. Because that's manageable, especially when you guys combine and you guys can work together to just pay that last 20K off. But I don't recommend you marrying somebody who got 300K in debt, and then now that's going to be your responsibility after you sign that document. That just adds an extra degree of complexity, as well as, now here's what I'll say too. Why I say it's on a case-by-case basis is if it is somebody who is exceptional, then we can make exceptions for exceptional people. So if you have somebody who is like, they're just a great person and you just know like this is right, then go ahead if that's what you want to do. But see, she made the general rule, and I feel like as a general rule, you really shouldn't marry somebody with debt. Just in general, in mass, that wouldn't be wise because we're giving advice. So we have to give the smart advice, the wise advice, and we have to give the advice that's going to benefit the person receiving the advice. We're not, so I wouldn't advise you to marry somebody who has exorbitant debt, especially if you don't.
I'm out here applying to jobs, right? And as I'm applying to these jobs, it's like, I don't want to work any of these dang jobs. And it's like, why do I play myself? Like, yes, I need money, of course. That's a given. How else am I going to pay this rent, right? I need money. But it's just like, I'm about to get real delusional about how I can make my money. Like, for real. Because I don't want to keep doing shit I don't want to do for a check. I don't care to work for an employer. I've been working since I was 15. I don't care. Like, I do not care. But it's like, I need money, right? But it's like, I don't want to do what the city of Houston is offering for the job market. I'd rather honestly invest into my brand, into myself. Like, damn. So I need to relieve myself of some responsibilities so I can just focus on creating. Because it's like, I'm applying for the jobs, but it's just like, I don't want to do this. And I feel like, honestly, energetically, God responds to that. Like, my child, you applying to these jobs. I'm going to give you this job, and you're going to end up not wanting to be here 3 months from now. You can pretend, you can be thankful, you can say, thank you, Jesus, but you and I both know you don't want to do this. So do what you really want to do. You know?
Who cares if you don't want to do it? No, nobody really want to do what they have to do. But it's still good for you spiritually. See, man, let me tell you something. She just doesn't want to work. It's just so obvious. She doesn't want to work. And fellas, these are the most dangerous women that you'll come across. Because when they're getting desperate like this and they don't want to work, it's kind of like an animal who's backed into a corner. They start thinking of all type of ways, and sometimes it can be government assistance. Sometimes it'll be off your expense, and they'll start listen. They'll act perfect. They'll sell it real good, and then as soon as you take certain steps, certain milestones, and you link yourself with them in a permanent manner, then they'll switch just like that, and they'll run you up through there, and you ain't gonna know what hit you. Especially, hey, listen, man. A woman who is lazy and just don't want to do nothing is dangerous, in my opinion. She don't want to do nothing. It's so clear. She just wants to do whatever she wants to do, and she's probably also being indoctrinated by a lot of media sources. So she feels like whatever she's seeing, how other women are living or whatever the case, she feels like that's supposed to be her life. And, athletes, entertainers, they get ran that play on all the time.
I laugh when I see people on TikTok like, story time on how I had to start over and move back home. If I could go back home, I would go back home so quick. You could, and I would do it with pride. Like, to be able to just focus on yourself and what you need, and not to be burdened with so many responsibilities. Go back to your childhood bedroom, girl. Now, I'm going to tell you when I would be excited to work a job that I don't want to work. When 100% of the money is going to me and not my bills. And I can use that money to invest. And that's honestly where I'm at with it. Like, maybe I need to have a conversation with my man. Like, look, I don't want to pay rent no more. I need to move in because I want to work to invest into chastity. I don't care to make another white man rich. I do not care to do it.
What did I tell you? She said she needs to have a conversation with her man and basically say, look, I want to stay with you. I don't want to pay no rent because I want to invest into me. Not us, me.
I don't care if I have to start from ground zero. I want to do what actually makes me happy. And that would be traveling, making money from my sleep, spending time with my family, finding me a community. I just got a crazy text, hold on. But yeah, finding or creating a community with like-minded women. Like, I'm opting out of the rat race. I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care. And I don't care what it looked like to somebody else. I don't care about your degree. I don't care about you having the biggest corner office. That's good for you. That shit sucks. I've done it. I've overworked. I've been in places where I really didn't even deserve to be there. I've done it all, and I always end up feeling like this is not my true calling. I enjoy making TikToks. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, when I'm done making this, I'm going to finish my sketches for my athleisure wear because that's what I'm focusing on. But I'm really just to the point where I want to make passive income, and I don't want to keep lying to myself, and I don't want to keep feeling ungrateful.
Look, man, we all want to make passive income. We all want to make money in our sleep. We all want to do all that travel, everything, right? So now, do we all get to do that? No, clearly not, right? Things still need to run. Work still needs to be done, right? So how do we get to decide then who gets to do that in a fair way? It's really not fair, but as fair as we can possibly keep it. Well, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You can get there someday, but to think that you just have the privilege to just do what you want to do and that being the foundation, being that as the foundation, that's just going to take off and it's just going to make you millions of dollars and you're going to be able to just live this lifestyle. No, you're going to have to get it out the mud. And if you really want it that bad, after you get off of work, then you work on that. And then you sacrifice some of your free time. That's the way, if that's really what you want to do. And by the way, there's still not going to be any guarantee that it's going to work. You're going to be taking a chance, and it's going to be very hard. And you're going to have to stay consistent, and you're going to have to not stop, even when you want to stop that, just like you want to stop working your job. See, this was people not telling y'all. Y'all are seeing things that people want you to see that they're showing on social media because they're only going to show you the good, never the bad. You're not going to see the mornings when they're waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning. You're not going to see the nights when they're staying up till 4 a.m. at night. You just say what it really is. You just want the lifestyle. You just want to be able to do whatever you want to do. You want to be in your 20s living like you're retired. And that's crazy. And life don't work like that. And it definitely don't work like that no more. Like right now, it definitely don't work like that. So she needs a reality check quick. And fellas, listen, man, stay focused.
All right, if this was you, what would you do? This girl went on a date with this guy. He's 30. He is a chiropractor, and they hit it off really well. She said she had a really good time, so they made another date for next week. But before the date ended, he mentioned that because of all this student debt, he doesn't have enough money to keep going out, and just said, how about we just do a wine night at your house? Or what if, we do free dates? Would you continue dating him, or do you want someone who's already financially stable?
I'm from Utah. The culture in Utah is you date really young and you get married really young, especially if you're Mormon, which is what exactly happened to me. I dated my husband for about 9 months before we got engaged, and sometimes it's sooner for people, sometimes it's a little bit longer, but if you're dating that young, usually the guy doesn't have money, usually doesn't have a career yet, and there's pros and cons with that. Like, we were able to like grow together, and that was really cool to see and like to be a part of together. But I know a lot of women who wouldn't want that. They want someone who's already financially stable and can provide. So if this is you, would you continue dating him or just say, sorry, I don't think it's going to work out?
See, fellas, disregard that last one we just watched. Get you one of these. And I'm not talking about ethnicity or none of that type of stuff. What I'm talking about is that mindset. Look at that, man. She got with her man young, and she was eager to just build together. But what we see a lot of times is that people already want the finished product, but then they want to get all the perks from the finished product. No, guarantee she gets all the perks. She's living a good life. Her and her man, they're in solidarity, and they're like this because they have that trust in each other, because they did it together and they know what they're both there for. And see, when you start off already in a great place, it becomes much harder to distinguish the real from the fake. And what'll end up happening, you'll be in a stable place and you'll get women like Miss Travel that we just watched with the hat and keep adjusting her shirt. You'll get people like her, and she'll seem real interested. And the whole time, she's strategizing, she's plotting. She's plotting how she's about to come up off this situation at your expense. So we have to be able to look a little deeper. We can't just be so visual sometimes, and we have to open our ears and we have to perceive what's really being shown to us in its totality, especially before we start making permanent decisions. And especially because another way that you can get caught up, we're talking about dating people with debt. You get with somebody who's got these ulterior motives and they got all that debt and they know you're going to be responsible for it now anyway. So now they can just chill. Look, like, shoot, either you pay it off or they don't care. But it's going to be reflecting on you too. And so that's really what you have to look out for, and what you can end up being held responsible for. Y'all, we're going to leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and actually does help out tremendously. Also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button, then it shows you the points. And since I am a smaller content creator, we actually get more points per hype. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. And also Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.